Something very strange just happened in crypto. An AI system reportedly helped researchers uncover a hidden flaw connected to Zcash that had apparently gone unnoticed for almost 4 years. Now, on the surface, that sounds like just another crypto security story. But I think what makes this interesting is that it tells us about where AI is heading next. Because this isn't really about one privacy coin. It's about AI becoming capable of auditing systems so mathematically complex that humans themselves struggle to fully understand them. And I honestly think that changes the conversation around AI completely. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Paula. On this channel, we talk about crypto, AI, global finance, and the future of money without the hype and without the nonsense. And quickly, before we jump in, if you want deeper conversations around the markets and what's happening behind the scenes in crypto right now, me and Milkshake Matty host the UK Crypto Podcast every Friday. This week, we actually had Steve on the show, former Global VP of Binance, and we spoke about institutional adoption, exchanges, regulation, and where the market may be heading next. I'll link that to this video. But with that said, let's talk about why this story matters. So, first, what actually happened? Reports emerged this week that researchers using AI assisted analysis identified a vulnerability linked to Zcash's cryptographic infrastructure that had existed for years without being noticed. Now, importantly, this was not some catastrophic collapse. Zcash didn't suddenly implode overnight. Funds weren't drained, the blockchain didn't stop working. But the reason people are paying attention is because Zcash is one of the more technically advanced crypto projects. This isn't some meme coin built during a bull market frenzy. Zcash was designed around privacy using something called zero knowledge proofs, which allow transactions to be verified without revealing all the underlying information. Now, it sounds incredibly technical, but the simple version is this. The system can prove something is true without exposing all the sensitive data behind it. And that technology is becoming incredibly important, not just for privacy coins, for finance in general, because zero knowledge systems are increasingly being explored for digital identity, tokenized assets, banking privacy, institutional settlement, CBDCs, AI verification systems, and Ethereum scaling infrastructure. So, when AI uncovers weaknesses inside one implementation, the obvious question becomes what else could it eventually uncover? And this is where I think this story becomes far more interesting than the headlines themselves. Because most people still think AI is mainly chatbots, image generators, or productivity software. But quietly, underneath the surface, AI is starting to become infrastructure, invisible infrastructure. And I think this is the shift that a lot of people haven't really understood is happening. What AI is doing here isn't entertainment, it's system analysis. It's pattern recognition at a level humans struggle to compete with. Modern finance, both crypto and traditional finance, is becoming unbelievably complicated. Banks run on layers of software, governments rely on digital infrastructure, payment systems connect globally across multiple networks, crypto relies on smart contracts, cryptography, and interoperability layers. And every year, these systems become more complex, which also means every year there are more places hidden vulnerabilities could exist. That's the uncomfortable reality. Most infrastructure looks stable until suddenly it isn't. And what this story may be showing us is that AI is becoming capable of identifying weaknesses humans missed, not just in crypto either, potentially everywhere. Historically, cybersecurity has been relatively slow. Developers build systems, auditors inspect them, researchers test them. Sometimes hackers discover vulnerabilities first. But AI changes the speed entirely. Imagine systems capable of continuously auditing code, simulating attack vectors, testing infrastructure, monitoring networks, and identifying anomalies 24 hours a day. That is a completely different environment. And honestly, I think over the next decade, AI becomes deeply integrated into the security layer of global finance. Governments and institutions are building stablecoin systems, digital currencies, tokenized financial infrastructure, and programmable payment rails. Then security becomes absolutely critical. Humans alone probably cannot monitor systems this complicated at global scale forever. But of course, there's another side to this too. Because if AI can help researchers identify vulnerabilities faster, eventually malicious actors will also use AI to search for vulnerabilities faster. And that creates a completely new cybersecurity arms race. Imagine AI systems scanning DeFi protocols, bridges, exchanges, banking infrastructure, or stablecoin systems around the clock looking for weaknesses. That no longer feels futuristic, that feels inevitable. And I think this is partly why institutions are becoming increasingly interested in AI driven security infrastructure behind the scenes. Once trillions of dollars move through digital systems, the attack surface becomes enormous. Now, specifically for privacy focused projects like Monero, Zcash, and Dash, stories like this will probably increase scrutiny further. Privacy coins already face regulatory pressure globally because governments worry about anonymous transfers and hidden financial activity. So, when advanced cryptographic vulnerabilities enter the headlines, regulators are obviously going to pay attention. But interestingly, this may also accelerate investment into AI assisted auditing and verification systems because rather than weakening the long term future of digital infrastructure, AI may actually become one of the tools that helps secure it. And I think this is the biggest shift happening underneath the surface right now. Everyone talks about AI replacing workers, but what if the larger transformation is AI replacing human monitoring, AI replacing human auditing, AI augmenting human oversight across increasingly complicated digital systems? Because once you start viewing AI through that lens, you realise this goes far beyond chatbots. AI potentially becomes the auditor, the security layer, the compliance monitor, the fraud detector, the liquidity optimizer, and eventually, maybe even an autonomous participant inside financial systems themselves. And I genuinely think we're heading towards a world where AI becomes deeply embedded into the plumbing of the global economy, while most people barely even notice it's happening. So, no, I don't think the biggest takeaway from this story is simply Zcash had a flaw. The real takeaway is that AI may now be capable of identifying hidden weaknesses inside systems humans built and humans trusted. If that capability keeps improving, then AI could fundamentally reshape cybersecurity, crypto infrastructure, banking systems, digital identity, and potentially the future architecture of finance itself. That's why I think this story matters. Because while most people are still viewing AI as a consumer product, it's quietly evolving into something much more important underneath the surface. In fact, AI and trading bots are exploding in popularity at the moment. And if you're currently buying crypto or trading crypto and you're not using a signal bot, then arguably you're already being left behind. This is the exact reason that me and Milkshake Matty have created a free trading bot course. It shows you step by step how to go from zero to your trading bot working in 30 minutes. You even get access to a free 14-day trial so you can check it out properly without any commitment. The course walks you through everything step by step, from getting set up to understanding automation to how we personally use TradeBot Pro inside our own systems. You can find it at cryptowolfpack.co.uk. Because maybe the real AI revolution isn't the apps we can see on the surface, but the invisible systems quietly being rebuilt underneath the global financial system itself. When we look at stories like this Zcash one, it makes you realise AI isn't just changing social media or search engines anymore. It's starting to analyse financial systems, uncover hidden vulnerabilities, optimise markets, power trading automations, and quietly integrate itself into the infrastructure underneath modern finance. So the question is In 5 years' time, how much of the financial system will still be fully human? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.